Hello. Uh, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about, well, this video is pre-recorded, okay? And, have you ever considered living in real life? You know, when was the last time you were in real life? You know what I mean? And you weren't chronically online. Now, I don't know what title I'm going to give the video, but it's probably going to be something along those lines. I'm not sure exactly yet. But have you ever considered being in real life? Yo, have you ever considered living in real reality? Because you might go, but I have nothing to give. I live in a shitty part of the world. Yeah, but you live in your shitty part of the world. But you might go, but I don't live in that one place, in that one part of the world that I want to live in. Yeah, but somebody, somewhere, wishes they were in your area, you know? That kind of thing. Like they wish they were in your exact spot. But then it's like that person is in their spot, you know? You're in your area, they're in theirs. You know, like people try to make big deals with the countries, but here's the thing: you can physically go there. You know, like people tend to forget that. Like, yeah, it will be really hard, and sometimes it's almost near impossible, but it's never impossible. You can always physically find a place. You know, digitally that's a lot harder, but physically not so much. You know, you just have to actually go there. But you're already physically in wherever you're at. It could be where you live, it could be where you're working right now, whatever. You know, you could be shopping, I don't know. I really don't know, dog. But you gotta experience real life more. If you're gonna be online, start watching, longer form videos. Start maybe going on a niche-er website that has nothing to do with anything, that you normally would talk about. Maybe learn a new language or something. I don't know. I can't dictate what you can and can't do and when you can and can't do it. I just recommend that you go into real life, not just offline, off the internet and offline, but also unrecorded, because a lot of people think that they have to record their offline moments, like what I'm doing right now, but you don't have to do it all the time. In fact, every single time, even as I'm uploading the video, even as you see me right now, this video is pre-recorded, meaning that right now, I am doing some lore, and every time I record myself, it is a portion of my lore that you get to see, that you get to know. Some things are more known than others. Some things are more unknown than others. Some things are more lost to history. Some things are more well-known to history. What if the Greek, Roman, I'm not saying Athens necessarily, what was the word? Aztec and, British Empire, what if they never existed? What if those are all just made up and we're all just believing in the sauce because that's what we're told historically, Oh, the Native Americans were peaceful. Yeah, right. Okay, don't get me wrong, there were some peaceful people back then, but unless you were there, you don't know, because a long time ago, historically, at least from what we know of, people enslaved each other thousands of years before, the white man came. By the white man, I mean the European white man. I don't mean like somebody who just so happens to have white skin. And they're not really indigenous or native, to the continent. Nobody really is. The only continent humans are native to is Africa. Okay? And it's, well, Africa. That's the only part that humans are truly native to. That's the only continent that humans are really native to. Europe, Asia, Oceania, North and South America, and obviously Antarctica. Those 6 other continents. You know, they don't exactly have any true natives. Like, yes, there were people who came here earlier, but if the Europeans were there before those groups came, then they would be the natives. You see how that can really flip on its side? This is why you gotta be in real life more, you know, because, well, you could learn your own area's history. And as it goes with the internet, and pretty much anything, really, if it exists, there is a history. It has a history, okay? That's rule number 1 of time. If it exists, it has a history. So, yeah. That's what it is. That's how it works. So are you going to live in reality? Or are you just going to keep doom scrolling and gooning to, I don't know, I'm just making up some random stuff, but funta, hentai, furry porn, excuse me, revenge porn, POV, you know, that kind of stuff. Are you gonna do that? No. You're not gonna, you know, stop doing the porn, which is very hard to do. Stop doing the gambling and the fucking doom scrolling and the you know, hard time sleeping, anger going stuff, you know. If the answer is no, then you probably already clicked off this video, or you're just gonna go on and go watch another video or something. But if the answer is yes, and you want to actually do this, and you're going to actually do this, go live in real life, you know? Go figure out wherever you already are, you know? I don't know what else to tell you, but that's how that works, at least for me. But, this is some advice, so you don't have to live in real life. But, if you want to have your living days be in real life, and not just be online and recorded online on the internet, then just go into the real world, and you don't have to tell everybody about it, you know, because that's your real lore, you know, your real stories and adventures and history, you know, that's whoever you are. I don't know who you are. You could literally be anyone right now. For all I know, you could be literally, you know, the ruler of the universe or something. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I think you got the idea. Start living in real life and, you know, what I like to call in real life maxing. Maximizing. Where it's not necessarily that you can't use the internet or can use, you know, being online, being recorded like this. Obviously, I'm not going to be a hypocrite because that's what I'm doing. But I just mean, like, being able to just live in real life more. You know, where you know you don't need the internet, and you know you don't have to be on here every single day. You know, that kind of thing. But, anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. So, I shall see you later, or not. But again, just remember, the real world is, well, at least to my knowledge, real. So, interpret this video however you will. And, yeah, good morning, good day, good evening, and good night. I am out of here. Bye.